Atlanta Business Chronicles Biz. Sponsored by Georgia Power and Go Beyond Profit.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. We're getting the ball rolling with a look into Atlanta's future. According to the Atlanta Regional Commission, by 2050, the metro area will add nearly 3 million people. The population's majority will be composed of African American and Latino residents. The population of white residents is expected to dip to 31%, or less than a third. The ARC credits an influx of young, diverse people moving to the metro. The number of older people expected to triple to 12%. That'll increase the need for healthcare jobs and services. The region's demographic changes won't just affect businesses. There will likely also be political implications. Atlanta Habitat for Humanity is expanding its efforts to help families in need with a new affordable housing venture. The nonprofit broke ground last week on Browns Mill Village, southeast of downtown. The 30-acre community will have more than 100 single-family homes, green space, and services to support new homeowners. Delta Airlines is the lead corporate partner for the project. The hope is to create a desirable community that's accessible to all, no matter the income.
As you know, land values are increasing in the inner city, and so as we look for opportunities, we want to find land that's cost effective and ways that we can build the community and keep all incomes in community and being able to have safe, decent, affordable housing.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a subdivision like this for Habitat. We saw the opportunity, we jumped on it and became the lead investor, and we are absolutely thrilled to partner with Atlanta Habitat to build these homes.
Atlanta Habitat also announced a $15.5 million capital campaign during the groundbreaking. They've already raised about 87% of the funds. They hope to reach their goal by year's end. Construction on Browns Mill Village will begin next year. Well, Delta is geared up for a major hiring spree. The airline plans to add at least 12,000 people during the next 2 years. Delta CEO Ed Bastian says the airline's revenue and profits soared in the third quarter, and demand has never been stronger. Customers flocked to Delta after the government grounded the Boeing 737 MAX jets in March. Delta does not fly those planes. That's given the company a financial lift. Well, we now know more about a new boutique hotel coming to Buckhead. Atlanta's Portman Holdings is converting the Sobu Flats condo building on East Paces Ferry Road into a 200-room hotel. It'll be the Kimpton Buckhead. It'll feature a restaurant and bar, a pool, and rooftop lounge. The project will mark Kimpton's second Atlanta property. It's expected to open late next year. Emory Healthcare is breaking ground on its newest facility in Brookhaven. The Emory Musculoskeletal Institute will open at the Executive Park campus. It'll offer orthopedics and spine care services and research. It could be completed in 2 years. Now, back in May, Emory filed plans for a $1 billion project to create a health innovation district in Brookhaven. The 60-acre project is expected to take at least 15 years to build out. Porsche Cars North America is revealing the first renderings of its state-of-the-art service center. It's going up next to its headquarters and test track near Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. This is the first part of a planned 30-acre expansion of the campus. Now, recent sales stats show the service center will stay pretty busy. Earlier this month, Porsche reported sales from January to September rose nearly 6% compared to the same time last year.